Welcome to Sports Bios, where the unvarnished truth and nuanced complexity of athletic lives are our guiding principles. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through the life of Paul Bryant, the iconic football coach whose legacy continues to captivate and inspire. As we delve into the formative years of this legendary figure, you'll discover the intricate tapestry of influences, experiences, and historical context that shaped the man who would become synonymous with gridiron excellence. Born on September 11, 1913, in Morro Bottom, Arkansas, Paul Bryant's early life was marked by the rugged rural landscape of the American South during the early 20th century. The rolling hills, vast forests, and fertile farmland of this region not only provided a picturesque backdrop for his childhood, but also instilled in him a deep appreciation for the land and a strong work ethic. His family's modest circumstances and agricultural livelihood, where every member was expected to contribute to the farm's upkeep, taught Bryant the value of hard work, resourcefulness, and resilience from a young age. As we explore the historical context of Bryant's early years, it's essential to consider the societal and economic currents that shaped his world. The rural South during the 1910s and 1920s was characterized by limited opportunities, harsh working conditions, and a rigid social hierarchy. Yet, amidst these challenges, Bryant's family and community fostered a strong sense of pride, loyalty, and determination, which would become the bedrock of his future success. The echoes of the Civil War still lingered, with many families, including Bryant's, struggling to rebuild their lives in the aftermath. Bryant's childhood was marked by a series of formative experiences that would shape his personality, values, and coaching style. His father, Wilson Monroe Bryant, was a farmer and a demanding figure who expected hard work and discipline from his children. This paternal influence instilled in Paul a strong sense of responsibility, accountability, and a willingness to push himself beyond perceived limits. The elder Bryant's emphasis on physical labor and self-reliance also laid the groundwork for Paul's future approach to coaching, where he would stress the importance of toughness, adaptability, and mental resilience. I recall a conversation with one of Bryant's former players, who recounted how Coach Bryant would often say, "The only way to get ahead is to get your hands dirty." This phrase, born from his rural upbringing, became a mantra for his teams, emphasizing the need for hard work, dedication, and a willingness to overcome obstacles. As we explore the early education of Paul Bryant, it's striking to note the convergence of historical events, personal relationships, and cultural norms that influenced his development. The Great Depression, which began when Bryant was a teenager, had a profound impact on his family and community, forcing them to rely on their resourcefulness and collective support to navigate the economic hardships. This experience would later inform Bryant's coaching philosophy, as he emphasized the importance of teamwork, unity, and overcoming adversity. Bryant's early education took place in the one-room Fordyce School, where he developed a passion for learning, particularly in the areas of history, literature, and mathematics. His academic pursuits were encouraged by his mother, Ida Katie Bryant, who recognized the value of education as a means of social mobility and personal growth. This familial support would prove instrumental in shaping Bryant's future aspirations, as he began to envision a life beyond the limitations of his rural surroundings. His mother, Ida, was a pillar of strength and support, encouraging his academic pursuits and instilling in him a sense of self-worth. His father, Wilson, though demanding and tough, taught Bryant the importance of hard work, discipline, and resilience. The influence of these relationships can be seen in Bryant's future interactions with his players, where he would often take on a paternal role, offering guidance, support, and encouragement. The young Bryant was already exhibiting the characteristics that would define his future success: a strong work ethic, a passion for learning, and an unwavering commitment to overcoming adversity. These traits, forged in the crucible of his early life, would ultimately propel him toward greatness as he navigated the challenges and triumphs of a coaching career that would leave an indelible mark on American sports. As Paul Bryant's formative years gave way to his collegiate pursuits, he found himself at the University of Alabama, where he would begin to forge a legacy that would forever alter the landscape of college football. It was during this period, marked by the tumultuous years of the Great Depression and the onset of World War II, that Bryant's coaching philosophy began to take shape, like a master artisan carefully crafting his magnum opus. His experiences as a player under the tutelage of Frank Thomas, coupled with his own innate sense of discipline and work ethic, laid the groundwork for the demanding yet effective approach he would later employ as a coach. As I reflect on Bryant's journey, I am reminded of the words of the venerable football coach, Amos Alonzo Stagg, who once said, "The best way to get good at something is to be willing to be bad at it first." Bryant's willingness to learn from his mistakes and adapt to new situations would serve him well throughout his career, as he navigated the complex and often treacherous waters of college football. His tenure at Maryland in 1945, though brief, marked the beginning of a coaching career that would span over 3 decades and yield unparalleled success. Bryant's subsequent move to Kentucky, where he coached from 1946 to 1953, saw his teams achieve a level of consistency and excellence that foreshadowed his future accomplishments. I recall a conversation I had with one of Bryant's former players, who described the coach's ability to motivate his team as a unique blend of toughness and tenderness. This paradoxical approach would become a hallmark of Bryant's coaching style, as he pushed his players to their limits while also showing them compassion and understanding. The year 1957 was a pivotal moment in Bryant's career, as he implemented a series of unorthodox training methods, including the now famous Junction Boys Camp. This grueling 10-day session, held in the scorching heat of Junction, Texas, pushed his players to their physical and mental limits, fostering a sense of unity and resilience that would become hallmarks of Bryant's teams. And yet, it was precisely this willingness to take risks and challenge his players that would ultimately propel them to greatness. Bryant's relationships with contemporaries such as Bear Jordan and Bud Wilkinson were also significant during this period. These friendships, forged through a shared passion for the sport and a deep respect for one another's coaching acumen, would endure throughout his career and provide valuable support and guidance in times of need. I am reminded of the words of the great coach, Vince Lombardi, who once said, "The strength of the team is each individual member." The strength of each member is the team. Bryant's ability to build strong relationships with his peers and his players would be a key factor in his success, as he created a sense of community and shared purpose that extended far beyond the confines of the football field. As Bryant's successes mounted, so too did his reputation as a leader and a tactician. His ability to adapt and evolve, to innovate and motivate, set him apart from his peers and cemented his status as one of the most formidable coaches of his generation. The impact of his work during this period, though not yet fully realized, would soon become apparent as he prepared to embark on the most successful chapter of his coaching career. The move to Alabama in 1958 marked a homecoming of sorts for Bryant, who had played for the Crimson Tide over 2 decades earlier. His return to Tuscaloosa would prove to be a watershed moment, not only for Bryant but also for the university and the sport as a whole. With his characteristic candor, Bryant once observed, "If you want to win, you have to be willing to pay the price." This philosophy, honed through years of hard work and dedication, would serve as the foundation upon which he built his coaching legacy. As he embarked on this new chapter in his career, Bryant was poised to leave an indelible mark on the sport, one that would continue to inspire and influence generations of coaches and players to come. This achievement, though remarkable in its own right, was merely a precursor to the sustained excellence that would define Bryant's tenure at Alabama. Over the next decade and a half, he would lead the Crimson Tide to numerous conference championships, bowl victories, and national titles, cementing his status as one of the most successful coaches in college football history. Throughout this period, Bryant's commitment to excellence remained unwavering, driving him to continually innovate and improve. His influence extended far beyond the confines of the football field, as he became an iconic figure in American sports, revered for his leadership, his integrity, and his unyielding passion for the game. As the years passed, Bryant's legacy continued to grow, fueled by his tireless work ethic, his unwavering dedication to his players, and his unrelenting pursuit of greatness. The year was 1980, and Bryant, the venerable leader of the Alabama Crimson Tide, had announced his retirement from coaching, bringing to a close a remarkable chapter that spanned over 4 decades. This watershed moment marked not only the end of an era but also the culmination of a lifetime dedicated to excellence, perseverance, and the unwavering pursuit of greatness. As I reflect on Bryant's final season at Alabama, I am reminded of the coach's unyielding commitment to his players, his team, and his community. This bittersweet conclusion to his coaching tenure was a fitting tribute to a man who had given so much of himself to the sport he loved. But Bryant's retirement from coaching did not signal the end of his involvement in football or his commitment to giving back. On the contrary, he remained an integral part of the sporting landscape, serving on various committees and advisory boards, where he continued to share his vast knowledge and expertise with a new generation of coaches and players. His dedication to charitable organizations, particularly the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, was exemplary as he used his platform to raise awareness and funds for worthy causes, inspiring countless young people across the country. In 1986, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to his outstanding contributions to the sport. The Amos Alonzo Stagg Award, presented to him by the American Football Coaches Association, was another testament to his enduring legacy. And in 1983, President Ronald Reagan bestowed upon him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, in recognition of his remarkable achievements and his commitment to public service. But what is often overlooked in the narrative of Bryant's life is the profound impact he had on those around him, players, coaches, friends, and family. As I ponder the coach's psychological makeup, I am struck by his unwavering optimism, his unshakable confidence, and his capacity for empathy. These traits, combined with his fierce competitiveness and his demand for excellence, created a unique leadership dynamic that inspired loyalty, dedication, and sacrifice from those who played for him. As Bryant's health began to decline, he remained steadfast in his commitment to those he loved, refusing to yield to the ravages of time or the frailties of the human body. His passing on January 26, 1983, at the age of 69, was a poignant reminder that even the greatest among us are not immune to mortality. Today, Paul Bryant is remembered as one of the greatest coaches in college football history, a man who embodied the values of hard work, discipline, and integrity. His influence extends far beyond the confines of the gridiron, as his commitment to charitable causes and community development continues to inspire new generations of leaders and philanthropists. His story serves as a powerful reminder that success is not solely defined by achievements or accolades, but by the positive impact one has on others. As we strive to make our own mark on the world, we would do well to remember Bryant's words. If you want to win, you have to be willing to pay the price. These words, spoken by a man who knew a thing or two about winning, are a clarion call to action, urging us to strive for greatness, to push beyond our limits, and to never settle for mediocrity. The coach's boundless energy, his unwavering passion for life, and his commitment to excellence have left an indelible mark on our collective psyche, urging us to strive for greatness, to chase our dreams, and to never give up in the face of adversity. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell, reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.